Well, greetings, salutations, folks. How's everybody doing? See, Ranger hops up as soon as I start talking. Get up. Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's so weird, you know. Ranger doesn't jump up here the entire week. I'm pretty much on this bench at least every night, and he never gets up here, but I start talking to the monitor and he gets up here, so it is what it is nowadays, guys. Yeah, so I made it. I was a little late there, sorry. I think I was a couple minutes late, guys. So just checking in on chat over here. Who do we have here tonight? I see unfortunately Tomahawk is not with us tonight. Looks like he's lost a family member there, so Tomahawk, hang in there. Who's here? Kevin, how you doing, Kevin? Are you still out on the road there? Are you camping? Are you still at the same campsite you were last week, or have you moved elsewhere? Family Plan is in the house. Good evening, Family Plan. Nice to see you. Hopefully all is well for you folks. Natal is here. Hello, OGW, and hello, everyone. Awesome. Nice to see some regular names in here, and new one, Montana Haven, Alaska edition. Wow. How many editions are there? Evening. Welcome. Kevin, hello. Okay, that was to Natal and Kevin. Sounds good. Okay, sounds good. The mic is working. Great. I like that, guys. Well, I see we have a few new names here that I'm not familiar with, and a bunch of lurkers on the side. Feel free, if you're new to the channel and to the live streams, feel free to say hello, or not, it's okay. What we typically do here, for those who don't know, for those on the sideline, normally I'll play a video of me and my shenanigans through the week. Things I get up to up here on the mountain, and I put all the clips together. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's pretty dull and boring. Might be a little bit of that today, but we put a little video together and we watch it, and I'll be in chat if you have any questions or comments, or just want to talk about you know, the lifestyle in general, any ideas, plans, takes on what I'm doing. I welcome any constructive criticisms. Feel free. Basically, we just share chats and ideas. So tonight I have about 35 minutes of video. Not too short, and definitely not the longest that I've done. I think the longest was 49 minutes, so this is up there, but I don't know, for some of you ladies watching, there might be a few minutes that aren't very interesting. Me changing oil on a generator. Pretty boring stuff. Yeah, so what else we got here? Left side today. Kevin left side today. Went back to town for a few days. Gotcha. Hopefully all went well at your appointment, Kevin. Family Plan, we're doing good. Sitting on 3 dozen homegrown eggs right now. Wow, that's a lot of eggs compared to mine, at least. I think I got 2 yesterday, 2 today out of you know, my 5 chickens. It's really it varies from day to day. There's little to no consistency right now for me. I thought there was there for a few days, but now we're back to 1 or none, and then up to 3 and up to 4. It's all over the place. Yeah, that's a lot of eggs for all sorts of things. Montana Haven. I got you, Joas. I picked up on that. I don't know what Ranger's doing here. Sorry, but this is not your show. Or maybe it is. I don't know. He's very curious with me talking to my monitor. There's very little vocalizing up here besides me chatting with him, and he's very curious when when I'm making noise but not talking to him. Anyways, thanks, Ranger. Yeah, Montana Haven. Trust all is well for you guys. And you're having a productive time while you're here in Montana, getting things done by the sounds of things. Family Plan, our friends benefit from my excess eggs. That's awesome, Family Plan. That's awesome. Yeah, when I do have excess up here, I tend to give him to Ranger. He likes his boiled eggs mixed in with his dry food. That's his treat, but we're a little low right now. I typically eat whatever I have in the morning for my morning meal. Usually it's 4 eggs. That pretty much gets me through the day. So I'll be thinking about dinner here in a couple hours. We'll see how long this stream goes for. The last few streams have been pretty long. Might be getting hungry sometime, yeah. Whispering Vine Studio, good evening to you. Welcome. Nice to see you back. Thank you. Yeah, Ranger is definitely here and partaking tonight. Right. Okay, guys. So what we'll do is, I think now that we've got through the greetings and all, we'll fire up the video for the week. And like I say, this one's about 36 minutes. So grab your coffees or teas or your honey milks. You know, one of my favorites, even though I don't have milk up here. I do miss the milk, that's for sure. So I've got a coffee going there, brewing, and we're going to start the video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. And if you have any questions, any comments, any observations, feel free to drop them in chat. I will be watching chat, and you know, I'll answer the ones or comment to the ones that I can. All right. So let's fire up the video. I loaded everything up last night, so everything should work, guys. Stream video. Okay, let me know once the video starts, folks. You know, let me know if the audio is working. Give me a sound check once we get started with the video. Thank you. Let's go. Well, greetings and salutations, guys and girls. It's Ranger and me, the off-grid warrior. And we're just stopping off at our little chicken watering creek to see what the creek looks like, just how accessible the water is. You can see a thaw has begun. I can see somebody tried to drive up here and went a little sideways. So things are changing up here. And I haven't been down to the creek for a while. You can see I've got 2 cans of gasoline over there. We're hauling up to the shack. And those are the last 2 cans of gas. We're fingers crossed can somehow come up with the next bit of gas once those are done. Ranger! Hey! Where is he? Hey, come here. So this little area over here has several little rabbit dens. There are wabbits around these necks of the woods. I often see them run across the roadway or scamper away as I arrive. So there's a family out here, several. And Ranger always gets a little nosy when he's out here. He smells them. Come here, come. So there's our little water pickup spot. A little more accessible. Oh, watch out, Ranger. Oh. Kind of sort of accessible. Well, oops. I was just going to check that. Thanks for checking for me, Ranger. I guess we could get a refill over here with a little bit of chipping away of ice. Well, we shall see what happens here in a few days. Should open up a little bit more. I remember this time last year there was considerably more snow still hanging around. It's once again we had a combo of temperatures shooting up and also rain. Just yesterday we had a drizzle for some time, so that definitely knocks the snow in the ground down. Okay, well, we'll get on our way over here. I've got to come down again, do a second trip, and bring up some water on the next trip. Some drinking water. So we'll do that. Okay, well, let's go. Mount the steed. Probably shouldn't do this with one hand. Okay, back to riding. Well, hopefully Ranger is tuckered out. We did 2 trips down the mountain today. We brought up 2 5-gallon cans of gas, and then we went back down and brought up 2 a 5 and a 6-gallon water, drinking water. So he got to run down the mountain and run up 4 times. So he does need a good run now and then. We haven't done anything or gone anywhere for the last couple of days. We've been holed up somewhat, to speak. Yesterday afternoon was pretty nice and sunny like this afternoon, but we have had some drizzle and rain, which is definitely knocked down the snow piles. Fortunately, I can get down the mountain fairly easily on the quad, so I'm not going to complain. All is good. Ranger. Right now what I'm going to do is change the oil on the generator. I don't think I've brought anyone into the shed before. This used to be the chicken coop area. When I got my first 2 chickens up here, this was their home for the first year and a half, and it very quickly became a shed after they moved out. So yeah, another thing that happened a month and a half ago, I came in here and found the pull cord just laying right there, and it somehow frayed and pulled out. There was at the time some mice poop around here, not much, but there was enough for me to be suspicious and suspect maybe mice got in here somehow. I'm not quite sure how, because there's not much space. If it wasn't a mouse, it's kind of disappointing that would just fray and fall off on its own. I've literally used this handle maybe twice. We have an electric start, so that's what I always use. I think I tested it in the beginning with the pull cord, and that was it. So a little disappointed for this pull cord just to fall off. Kind of weird. This is I think a 3500 Generac Power Rush. And it's done a good job so far. It's fairly quiet. But besides the pull cord just magically or mysteriously fallen off, it's been a good generator. So yeah, let's change some oil. What I typically do is I just turn it here, oil access is on the side, and I use this little hand siphon pump over here to pull the oil out, the old oil out, and you know, we'll use the funnel to put new oil in. Pretty simple. Let's do it. Yeah, unfortunately, I suspect somehow in delivery, when I received this generator and went and picked it up, it was upside down. The box was upside down, and the box had a little bit of damage on it. But after opening it up at the time, I didn't see any physical damage to the generator. But I've since realized that it doesn't sit correctly, and I suspect the frame somehow got bent. This might be a little difficult for you guys to see. You see this back right foot here is not quite level, and these feet over here, if you look at these feet in the back, that back right one over there looks a little bent upwards compared to the others. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I suspect somehow it got damaged, a little bent. The frame is bent somehow during shipping, but it doesn't affect the running of the generator, and just creates a little bit of wobbliness. But I shim that back foot all the time, and you know, keep it somewhat level. I wasn't going to return it and wait at the time. I was, you know, I just wanted the generator and to get it running. At the time I did not have a generator, so no biggie. I also bought one of these magnetic dipsticks. And the idea is the magnet at the end of this dipstick will pick up any metal shavings. There we go. Okay, so you can see with one end of the hand siphon over there, the other end is in my Folgers, empty Folgers coffee container, and I'm going to do some pumping right now. That's bottomed out. And then the tricky part is keeping both these ends up and hanging this somewhere so it can drain into something else. Yes, my oil. You guys can see that. Pretty black. Syrupy. Definitely needed a change. So when I fill up the new oil, I use the old dipstick just because it should be a little more accurate than this, you know, third-party dipstick. This isn't really designed for this generator. It's not the exact same length as the original dipstick, as you can see. So I'm going to use the original dipstick just to, you know we're right where we need to be with the level. The oil I use is this way too expensive Royal Purple 5W30, and it's not necessary. Since I depend on this generator so much, I only give it the best. Of course, I may switch based on funds to a cheaper oil, maybe a Mobil or something like that. They are considerably cheaper than this Royal Purple, but I just like to give it the best because I do depend on this generator. So I don't want to treat it poorly. Yep. Right up to the high level, so I'm good with that. We'll put the magnetic plug back in. Give it a quick clean. Good. Close the all up down there. That's closed. And what I like to do is fire it up in place, leave the door open, just make sure I don't have anything weird going on, some crazy leaks. That's on full speed. I can put it on eco mode. Fairly quiet. I would say it's in the Honda league of just how quiet it is. Well, that was easy. Let's get it turned around. Okay. See what I'm using for a wedge here. These two. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. We're level. Alright, so a little bit of a clean up here. And that's my oil change. Some of you may be wondering, is that exhaust just blowing into the back? No, it's not. I have a hole right there. Exhaust. Oh, look, the moon is out. Half moon, guys. I don't know if you can see that right somewhere there. Somewhere there. Nice. Well, beautiful day. I think next we're going to get a fire going so we can have a shower tonight. So I've got some water that I caught out of the sky a few days ago, and it came off the rooftop, and unfortunately this time of the year all the water that comes off the rooftop has a lot of soot from the chimney that comes off the roof. So usually we need I don't know, a few good downpours after the winter season where I'm not running the stove to wash that roof off. So we'll filter that. We might as well filter it now. Usually I boil the water and then filter it through a t-shirt before I use it for showering, but I think today we'll just filter it cold, and if we have to we can filter it again. I call it the filter polo. Try and leave the soot in here with that. Not sure if you folks will be able to see that, but all that black stuff is chimney soot. Okay, I mean, there's a few little items in there of soot, but I don't know, maybe it's good for the skin. Maybe I'm onto something here. I think we'll let that burn down a little bit more before we add anything larger. Yeah. The joys of shower time. Oh, hot. A little too hot. I was doing some housework and definitely boiled this way too long. It'll take a while to cool down. That's okay. We'll continue with our chores. Ladies are still very curious. Oh, I was wondering what's making that noise. What are you doing there, bud? Are you right? You having issues, or are you trying to get to something? You're looking very curious. Okay, so water is sufficiently cooled down. We'll give it one more strain. And then shower time. Favorite time of the day. Even the chickens are watching this, guys. I don't know if you can see the ladies over there. It's a better view. The girls in the background while I get ready for a shower. Ha ha ha. Ranger's over here. Nobody. I think tomorrow we're going to start doing our chores around the cabin. I got a feeling we're coming out of winter or out of the snow season. I mean, it's still possible we get snow, but it is time to start getting out of that winter mode and thinking about the greenhouse and the garden and clean up and so on. Yep, I'm calling it the grooming station, guys. It's that time of the year. We're going to attempt another haircut. Things are looking a little rough up here, or I'm looking a little rough up here. So we're going to attempt a grooming session with my my broken hair clippers and a pair of kitchen scissors. Really trim things up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how long the clippers last. So after that, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. I'm pulling out the wheelbarrow out of the greenhouse there and cleaning up the chicken coop. That needs some serious work, and you know, get a few things done this afternoon. That's the plan. First haircut or beard cut. We'll see how things go. What could go wrong? I don't know if I'm trying to style it or not. Just cut it. Just go. Just cut it. Oh no, we're running out of batteries, I think. We need to get rid of the jewelry for now. A little more than what I planned. Oh well, like I say, it's hair. It'll grow back, hopefully. Okay, enough of this vanity stuff. Let's clean some chicken coop. Let's get back to reality. Okay, now that we got the jewelry back on, we can take a look at what's happening in the greenhouse. Gonna have to get some plastic and cover this for the new season. It's definitely looking a little tired. Yep, got a bit of work to do, but for now we'll just get the wheelbarrow out and go from there. Let's go. How do you do this with one hand? Ah, there we go. Wheelbarrow action cam. Grooming station. You get a clean coop. You get a clean coop. You get a clean coop. And you get a clean coop. Okay, we've got some turd mounds, a bit of raking to do, and then we'll put down some diatomaceous earth. Oh, we've got 2 eggs in there. Oh, a 3rd egg in there. 3 eggs today so far. It's about 1 p.m. 1 or 2-ish. How's my new haircut looking, ladies? Pretty rad, huh? Yeah, what can I say? It's all styles up here in the mountain. Yep. I think we'll just Maybe leave that right over there. Probably work. Yeah, you ladies don't have to hang inside here. You can actually go outside, right? And then you don't have to worry about getting raked up. Silly girls, they've got to be at the action all the time. Well, clearly the ladies think that this is a treat, but it's the diatomaceous earth, ladies. You don't want to. Well, I mean, you can eat this. You'll be fine. So we're getting the diatomaceous earth down right now. Giving a little sprinkle. A little in the nest boxes, not too much. They'll kick it up and it'll get into their feathers, and let them do the dispersing of the diatomaceous earth. That's right, ladies. Not going to put too much down. Okay. Try not to inhale this stuff. Not good for human lungs. And then look what I got for the ladies. Oh yeah, some crisp rice. I guess that's some take on Rice Krispies. I was given this a few months ago, and I'm not really a cereal person, and I don't have any milk. I was given this and some Cheerios, and let's just say both tasted like some kind of recycled cardboard. So I'm finding the chickens. Hey ladies, come get your treats. It's good enough for chickens. I'm not sure if it's good for human consumption, but the chickens will eat it, just like they ate the Cheerios. Keep them busy, scratching around. I know, it's not mealworms, but yeah. Good job, ladies. It's great chicken food. Zero nutrients for chickens, and definitely zero nutrients for your kids, no doubt. But hey, jam a whole bunch of sugar on it, it'll be fine. Yeah. We're just enjoying a bit of the sun over here. Find a spot to sit. This might do there any ants. Nope, not yet. There will be in a month or two. Yep, guys, just surveying the aftermath of winter and such. I don't know going ahead here how things are gonna work. Want me to throw it again? Okay. Squirrel time! Squirrel! 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 Ready? Go get it! Yeah, the finances thing has been a challenge through winter. It's not looking much better right now, so we gotta figure out. Where's your squirrel? Where'd you put your squirrel? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Ready? This time we'll just throw it straight down. Go get it! Yeah, thought I had something lined up, or something may work out work-wise, and it hasn't. So, yeah. We still have the issue of the vehicles. It's kind of tough applying for work or trying to get work, not having transport, so not having any finances to fix the transport is, just sort of adds to the challenge. So right now it's really just about keeping on ticking up here. Need to get some seeds in trays. I'll look through the seeds that I've had for a few years now. Hopefully they'll still germinate. As long as you don't get seeds, keep them in a moist area. If you keep them dry and sealed up, they'll last several years. So I need to go through what seeds I have and think about getting them into seed trays at least. Getting some plastic on the greenhouse here, cleaning it up. Got to get water tanks out, start hooking them up to gutters. Again, it's quite possible we could still have temperatures that drop down to freezing, and it's quite possible to still have snow, but statistically it's possible. I'm not really feeling it right now. I don't know, we're in the beginning of March now. I don't know what it is, March 5th or somewhere around there. I could be out a few days. Yep, this ranger and I surveying the kingdom, pondering the future. So I'm pondering, he's just sniffing. Okay, we're back. Well, that was 36 minutes and a few seconds of video. Let me know if the mic is working, folks, if audio is good. And yeah, Ranger's passed our chair on the bunk for now. Let's get to him. There we go. Oh no, I've awoken the beast. on that note, he got up and I think he's probably want to go out now. Anyways, that was pretty much my week, or there might be some stuff there that's a week and a half or 2 weeks old. Yeah, things are starting to thaw up here, as you can see, you know, with the amount of rain we've had. What is going on, bud? Up, down, up, down. With the amount of rain that we've had, you know, we've had several drizzles at different times, and we haven't really had any snow flurries for at least a couple weeks now. It's been maybe 2.5 weeks. So who knows? I see the forecast coming up for this week. There's a couple days that we may, it's a low percentage, may get some snow. But I doubt. If we do, it's probably going to be a very little. A lot of precipitation. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going into gear with the water, check all gutters, put filters on gutters. I use this window mesh that you use on your windows to keep flies and such out. I have some of that fabric, and I cut it and I put it at the end of gutters and over the lids of my water barrels where I'm catching water. I really start doing that. Audio good, thank you, family plan. Yeah, so the whole water catching phase comes into play now. I really need a couple good downpours before I start putting the roof water into barrels, because of, as you saw, the chimney soot that is all over my roof and in the gutters. I may make some attempt to clean them out. I don't have running water, so, you know, it's tough to clean these things out, like gutters. You know, it's not like I can just get a hose and, you know, spray out the gutters and clean around the chimney on the roof. So I really need to de-soot the roof before I start collecting water, but we'll figure that out. That is the priority coming up here. And then I'll start looking at getting seeds in trays. I don't have any seed trays. I don't think I have any seed trays anywhere. So, and tonight I'll take a look at what seeds I have laying around, see what I can plant this year. Okay, where we're on chat, family plan is looking nice up there around the cabin. That was brave of Ranger to break their ass down at the creek. Brave or dumb, yeah. E4 Mafia, I've lived in Montana, Bozeman. Hey, E4 Mafia, good evening, welcome. I lived in Montana, Bozeman area back in the early 2000s, and one summer we got 12 inches of snow one day in June, and it was all gone the next day. Yeah, E4 Mafia, that's how it can happen around here. You know, everything's still possible at this point, at this stage. Hey, Savage Lee, evening, welcome. Snow season is over for me. Rain's already started. I'm already wearing flip-flops. Oh, I could probably put on flip-flops. I think I have some flip-flops under the cabin here. Usually the flip-flops are my shower shoes in summer when my indoor showering goes outdoors, and I may have to look at purchasing a new flip-flops for my shower flip-flops. I think the other ones are about to fall apart. Natal, what will you grow in the greenhouse this year? Natal, I'll definitely grow red beetroot. I like the red beets, and because I like pickling them. Last year was the first time I pickled beets, and I really enjoyed them. There's all sorts of things you can do, different vinegars you can use. So I mix it up a little bit. I might use some you know, red wine vinegar. I may use some apple cider. Sometimes I'll put garlic or some hot peppers in my pickled beets. So I just like to mix it up. They taste good. So definitely pickled beets. We may try a couple tomatoes. Again, I always do tomatoes. It's just tough up here. I prefer heirloom tomatoes, but the growing season for me up here is so short, and heirloom. Hey, Bob Monster, off grid, just subscribed. Hey, welcome. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, it's just tough with tomatoes for me up here. The season's so short, so the first year up here, I went a little crazy with the tomatoes. Bought too many heirlooms, and they just took too long to ripen. And by the time they start ripening, it's already getting cold. So we may try some of the hybrid stuff this year. I'm not a fan of hybrid tomatoes or hybrid anything, but I may just have to try a couple of those this year, just so I can get them in sooner rather than later. So yeah, what else? Tomatoes. I won't be doing the orange yellow beets again. I tried them last year. They were okay. They tasted fine, but they're horrible to pickle, and they're best eaten just like a potato. So I'll stick to the red beets, the traditional red beets. I'll do some onions again. If I can get some of the Walla Walla onions, those are my favorite. I really need to get into town and see what the local farmstead store has. Usually I pick up the Walla Walla onions there. So I haven't been to town for a while. So again, a little tough with having no transport. I got to bum lifts and hitchhike and call on favors, which I don't like doing. But I do need to get into town. I haven't checked mail. For anyone who's perhaps sent some mail, I haven't been and haven't checked mail for some time again. So a couple of weeks at least. What, Ranger? I gotta let Doggo out, guys. Hang on a sec. You want to go outside? Come on. Okay, we're back. Where are we on chat? Chat. Yeah, Natal. Those are the big ones for me. You know, I have limited space. My greenhouse is tiny, so I got to make it count, whatever I put in there. Whispering Vine Studio, I've only one seed tray started so far. I'll bring it inside at night. Yeah, I'll definitely have to have them inside here for at least maybe a month and a half, couple months even. I need to get them started. And maybe in a couple months move them into the greenhouse and leave them in there. Hopefully it's warmed up a bit. Oh no, Bob Monzer subscribed again. Awesome. It's glad. I'm happy to see my little animated subscriber icons are working. That's nice. Where were we? I've got the hydroponic bays going with sprouts of tomatoes, celery, basil. Yeah. Nice. Savage Lee, I apologize. Where are you again? Are you somewhere down South Carolinas or somewhere? I forget. E4 Mafia, this year, will you work on heating system for your water collection system, so next winter don't have to haul water up the mountain? Maybe E4 Mafia. I don't want to sound like a stuck record, but everything for me is dependent on finances, and frankly there's none here. There's no finances, so I got to figure out if I can do something with what I have, or just keep on tracking like I have. We'll see. We'll see how finances go. I'd like to really invest in another water catching tank. Ideally, I'd like to dig some kind of hole and put a tank in the ground and insulate it. But you know, again, all of that costs money. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to that at some point. E4 Mafia. Bob Monster off grid. Thank you. I search off grid daily with Today Filter for past 2 years. Never seen your content. YouTube algorithm is trash. Well, I've got a lot to say on that, but I won't say anything here on this channel. I am actually considering doing a breakout channel on some other platform, guys, where we can, you know, discuss, you know, broader aspect of things. We'll see. Yeah, I've heard some stuff about YouTube and what it's doing on certain topics and certain content. Some stuff it pushes, some stuff it doesn't. Man, it's hard. I want to go into this, but I don't. I will say that they seem to be pushing more of the degenerate stuff than they do any kind of wholesome independence, making it on your own, being an independent man or family. The stuff in that category that bubbles up is usually of a certain type, let's just say. So, you know, if you've maybe got, you know, a wife in yoga pants in front of your off-grid cabin, and, you know, every second clip is of her talking about being off-grid in her yoga pants, you know, you'll bubble up to the top in search. But if you're not doing that, you're not being featured. I don't know. It's just the feeling I have, guys. So I won't go too far on that topic, though. But thank you, Bob. Yeah, I've been doing this for, I don't know, about 11 years in some fashion, in different ways. So it's let's just say my channel is quite the smorgasbord of you know, off-grid-ish type stuff. But if you look at my older catalog, there's a bunch of stuff to look at. Right. I found 14 days in a position or inclined to help out or support the channel. Help me out up here. I'm going to drop a link in chat right now. And, you know, if you can help me out in any way, please feel free to check out that link. It'll allow you to support me in the best way. So yeah, please use the link if you can. I just got to bring Doggo in again, guys, and I see that I got a message from YouTube saying that there may be an issue with the stream. So yeah, let me know, guys, if the stream's still running. I'm getting some notice from YouTube saying that there's stream issues. So let me know if all is well. Okay, Ranger is back in the house on the bench. I'm sure he'll do this several more times during the stream. Family plan, you are good. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm not sure. I see the message has disappeared now. Must have been a temporary thing. You know, I am on satellite, guys. I use Starlink. So that's how, you know, I am off-grid. It never ceases to amaze me how many people will comment and, you know, say things like, how are you off-grid if you're streaming, or you have internet. It's impossible to be off-grid if you've got internet. I know. Just to be clear, the term off-grid is not connected to a municipal grid, electrical grid. I'm not connected to any power up here, power grid, power lines. There is no sanitation or water supply. There's nothing supplied by a city, a state, or anything to me. So that is what off-grid is. The fact that I have a satellite dish running off DC batteries doesn't mean that I'm, you know, not off-grid, guys. I know most of the people watching this channel are you know, 99% of you get it. Okay, Mr. Gaskas, you're so up. Whispering Vine Studio, it's running again, but occasionally buffering. Oh no, buffering, huh? Yeah, buffering can really kill the stream. There are limitations, unfortunately, to streaming on satellite. And for Starlink satellite, I have fairly good speed here because I am so rural. There's not a lot of people connecting to satellites overhead. It's if I was in a city attempting to do this, or a large metropolitan geographic area, there'd be more people connecting to the satellites overhead. So buffering would be even more of an issue. So as long as people don't move out here, I'm fine. All right. Okay. Kevin, it's running and YouTube is mad you mentioned them, lol. Kevin, yeah, you're right. Man, you've got to be so careful what you say nowadays. There's just certain category, certain words, especially with AI now. If you discuss too many verboten topics, you will be flagged, and you will the algorithm will push your channel down. It's really quite unfortunate that that's the way things are, and that's the way things are going. Anybody who thinks all of a sudden, because of political changes, that things are all great now, specifically with speech online and certain topics being able to be discussed or not, you're kind of fooling yourself. It's only going to get worse. It's just the way it's going, guys. So yeah, anyways, that's not really the kind of topics we cover here, but I hear you guys. Bob Monzer off grid, basically boondocking in your yard. Yeah, I did spend many years boondocking, living that lifestyle. I won't say many. There were about 3 or 4 years where I was mobile and doing this. Good times. I think Kevin might be doing a little bit of that, living the good life. E4 Mafia, speaking of old content, I still think it was amazing that you built that A-frame lean-to and lived in it for the winter 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, Kevin, that was a fun one. It was definitely challenging. I really didn't capture as much as I wanted to, because it was a situation where it was purely about staying warm and the grind of, well, staying warm. At the I was working at the time too, so there was the grind of getting to work and getting back to my little A-frame shack daily, which is just very much a grind for me. So I didn't get as much footage on that one. Thank you, Daniel Sini. You're definitely off grid. If I have to hike up a mountain helping you carry stuff, you see you're off grid. Right, well, that's actually happened a couple times up here, with some help. When I was building, I did have some folks help me carry some items up here, and yeah, they were quite amazed at what I was doing. But that's the way I like it, Daniel. Daniel Cini, the place and beard are looking amazing. I'll be in Montana bear hunting in May. I hope I get to link up with you for a day of fishing. Keep living the dream, buddy. Well, Daniel, when you are here in May, feel free to reach out to me. Drop me a message, and we could perhaps do that, sir. I'd be totally up for fishing in May. What? Why are you bothering me now? So, yeah, Bob off grid. I have Explore 2-min upload, 58 minutes on 5G. It's 2 mins. I was going to get that Starlink, but that might be gone soon in Canada. Oh, Bob. Yeah, I don't know. Ranger, what is going on? I think Ranger's wondering who I'm talking to, guys. He's a little perplexed that I'm not having a conversation with him, and I appear to be having a conversation with somebody else he can't see. Buddy, do you need to go outside again? This is a little insane, all right? What? Oh my goodness. Buddy, stop. No. 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 Get down. Okay, guys, sorry about that. How rude. How rude of my dog to bother me while streaming. Oh, he's upset now. Where are we? Yeah, Bob, I don't know. I vaguely know of some stuff going on between, I don't know, administrations, current administrations in Canada. I've really given up keeping track of the nonsense going on. So it'll sort itself out at some point, mate. In the end, the pursuit of money wins. So that's how it'll work out. Follow the money. Kevin, yes, that's what I'm doing. Okay, gotcha. Daniel, this is Dan the fishing guide. I'm one of them busy. Dan the fishing guide. Gotcha. Okay, Dan. One of the guys that helped you carry things up. Oh, right on, Dan. Okay, I know now, man. Good. I hope all is well for you, mates, and that you're doing well. I'm sure you are. So yeah, well, I guess you know where I am, mate. So just don't bring any friends up here. You'll be fine, and let me know when you're coming. Good to hear from you, mate. Bob. 23 megabytes per second upload, 1900 latency. That's on your 5G, right? 23 megabytes upload, 1900 latency. Wow. Okay, well, there's always 5G, I guess, in a pinch. Right, so where were we, guys? Okay. Any more questions? Oh, 0.23. Oh my gosh, sorry. Yeah, I missed the point there, Bob. That's ish. It's rough. 0.23. Seriously, that's really low. Okay. Well, what else we got going on, folks? You know that in order for me to carry on jibber jabbering, I'm going to need some questions or topics. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not that guy that just can keep talking forever. Ranger. Oh man. It's definitely nice having companionship. You see, he literally just popped into my arm here. That's his sneaky little trick. He just comes in underneath the armpit. Just sneak straight up. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Another broken corporate promise. Yeah, Bob, were you talking about cell phone providers? You know, one thing I've noticed, having traveled quite a bit in my life, and lived in other continents and countries, the cell phone industry in the States is, I don't know if predatory is the right word, but definitely way overpriced. And I would say the way they go about marketing every little aspect of cellular usage, whether it be bandwidth, free minutes, or unlimited. They've created all sort of segments within an industry, and they try to upsell you or get you to buy into the higher priced segments. As opposed to most other countries that I've been into, that just you get a cell phone plan, and quite often it's just a SIM card. You put it in your phone and everything works. You've got high-speed internet. You've got voice. It's just all on there. It's not segmented into all these little packages of upselling that you get here in the States. It's for a first world country, it's their cell phone contracts and stuff they try to get you into is pretty complicated. I've spoken about this before. The amount of young kids or folks I see with $1,000 iPhones, I think there might even be a few that are more expensive now. That, you know, I don't know how anybody can, you know, have $1,000 phone. But I guess you've been sold that the phone is only so much a month, and it'll be paid off in 4 years or whatever it is. There's just so much scamming and marketing that goes into getting you to pay for this overpriced phone, and by the time you've paid it all, you've overpaid it by so much. So, of course, this is coming from somebody who no longer has a cell phone plan, guys. So maybe I'm just mad. Mr. Gas, man's best friend. Yeah, I mean, he is Mr. Gas. He's pretty good when he's good, and he's pretty bad when he's bad. Whispering Vance, your family plan, I agree. Dogs are best buddies. Gotcha. What did I miss here? The phone is on the fine. It's the satellite ISP that is sluggish. Oh. Sorry, Bob, did I miss something here? That's your satellite? Your satellite ISP is 0.25. I apologize if I missed something in the chat there. Family plan 5G in many places is no better for me than 3G was. Yeah. Again, you know, I think it is where you are in the country. Can also, you know, matter whether your 5G is good or bad. I know there's a bunch of third-party vendors now that are basically using the infrastructure of the larger cell phone providers. And then I've heard that if you're on one of these third-party phone vendors where you're doing some kind of mobile pay or monthly pay, that when there's high traffic on your primary provider like Verizon, then they may slow you down being on a third-party provider. It's like I say, it's too complicated. I've had better cell phone service and plans in, you know, third world countries like Africa. You know, just you go to a machine, you get your SIM card, you stick it in your phone, and you've got internet and you've got voice, and everything works, and it's pretty easy. Where are we? Family plan. At least I can fry eggs on my head with 5G. Yeah. Good one. Well, you know, you've got a lot of eggs, so you might as well figure out some kind of frying plan with all your devices. Bob Monzer, the SAT is 0.23. Jeez. Yeah. It's pretty slow. What satellite is that? It's not Starlink, is it? Mr. Gas, what is the difference between $1,000 and $100 phone? 900. Well, the last two phones that I purchased were on Amazon, and they were refurbished phones that were at the time 4 or 5 years out of date. The phone I have now is, I think it might be 6 or 7 years out of date, somewhere around there. And I picked it up for $100. It works just fine, except I can't charge it anymore except wireless charging. Yeah, which is something I'd like to do. You know, guys, I have a real nice drone that I've had for many years. I spent a lot of money on it when I had money, and it's basically just sitting doing nothing because I need my phone's port to work to fly the drone, and the port is non-functional anymore. So I'd actually like to, I don't know, maybe I'll do some fundraising or something to get a cheap used phone on Amazon that I can you know, get the drone flying again, and you know, get some good footage hiking this season. Winter's been a little lackluster for me, but I'll be getting out here, doing more trips here in summer, and it'd be great to fly the drone. So I don't know if anybody can help me out with that. Let me know, message me. I know, probably won't spend more than like $150 on a phone that I can use for the drone, and I wouldn't be getting it for a cell phone plan. It's primarily to fly the drone and, you know, maybe use for pictures around here. So I don't know, I'll just throw that out there if anybody's willing to help out. Yeah, again guys, I'm going to drop a link in chat here. I know it's redundant and I apologize for having to do the shilling, but if anybody can help out, you know, feel free to use that link. The ranger's looking out the window and growling at something. It could be his reflection or the light bulb or something. I don't see any movement. What you looking at? We've had a lot of deer activity lately. You know, this is the time of the year. The kids, the new kids are starting to appear, and everybody and everything starts being super active. You know, if Dan's still in the chat, you know, I don't want to tell Dan too much about what's going on up here. He might come and kill it. I'm going to let Ranger out, guys. Hang on a sec. Bob, explore the explore the satellite is came away. Explore. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Mr. Gas, are the bears out yet? Well, I'm going to say yes, they are. When was it now? I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. I had some bear scat, maybe about, I don't know, 400 feet sort of down the mountain from me, 400 feet. I was actually, when I was doing a little hike up the side of the mountain here and the snow had already started to melt, I came across a fairly large bundle of bear scat. So they're definitely active. I personally haven't seen a bear yet, though. Whispering Vines Studio, I must go soon. Nighttime, chores, have a good week around. Hey, Whispering Vines, thanks for swinging by. It's good to see you again, and you have a good week. And hopefully we'll see you next weekend. Take it easy. Daniel, lol, I wish. I've been stuck catching sharks in South Carolina to get my fix. I sure miss our little slice of paradise. Yeah, well, mate, you got the best of both worlds. I mean, I don't know if I could... South Carolina's not bad. I spent quite a bit of time in Florida, specifically South Florida, and South Florida is good for 10 seconds, and then I'm kind of over it. The weather's great, and I'm kind of a mountain trees guys. I guess you can get that in South Carolina. Kevin, good night, Whispering. All right, Mr. Gas, good night, Whispering Vines. Gotcha. Yeah, this is just time of the year, guys. Everything starts waking up and moving about, and I'm sure I'll have some sightings here of all kinds of critters pretty soon. Usually I have to start worrying about bumping into little Bambis when I'm driving, but since I don't have any working vehicles, hitting Bambis this time of the year is not going to be an issue, since I'm not driving anywhere. It's still terrible compared to Montana. Yeah, well, yeah, Dan, you know, it's pros and cons to every place. Pros and cons. I've done quite a bit of traveling and lived in various places, and I think I've kind of settled on the fact that I am a mountain trees guy. I do occasionally have dreams, fantasies of being out in the ocean and sailing again. I spent many years out at sea, sailing, and every now and again I get a hankering for that. If anybody wants to, rent maybe a catamaran in the Caribbean or somewhere in the Pacific, Caribbean can be a little bit busy, and needs a captain to sail him around for a few weeks, just for a little break. Speak to me, I'll do it. But I'm definitely a mountain trees guy. I've settled on that. Daniel, it's terrible compared to Montana. Got you, Daniel. I envy you, buddy. Yep. Well, Dan, again, pros and cons. The struggle can be real, but the freedom is very good. The sense of being is good. The serenity is good. The silence is good. The space, open space is good. The no degeneracy is good. But, it can be a challenge at times. Mr. Gas chatting to Dan. Okay. Yeah, it's been interesting over the years. I spent and did my time in large cities. As some of you may know, I did spend quite a bit of time down in Florida, South Florida, Seattle, and there's been many cities in between. And it's just no ways that I'll ever live in a city again. There's just no way that that's an option for me. I don't care if somebody tomorrow said, big salary for you, move into a city. I'd just say no. I'd say, can I just do it for a couple months? Actually, then I don't even know if I could do it then, guys. I noticed in recent years the few times where I've had to travel to a large city, just getting on the road and getting closer to the city, the highway, the traffic starts to pick up, the on ramps and off ramps, people are merging. I'm not even quite at the city yet, but things are building. I'm seeing high rises and large metropolitan areas, and the anxiety level for me starts to increase. Before I even get into the city, I'm thinking about how fast can I do whatever I need to do in that city and get out again. So I don't know if that's necessarily an unhealthy development, but that's how it is for me nowadays. I literally, my anxiety starts to peak as I move into a large metropolitan area. What type of drone do you have? I have a DJI Mini that has the screen in the controller. Might be easier to get a controller for your, other than a phone. Yeah, Daniel, I have, it's not a Mini, and I know the controller you're talking about. I know at some point one could purchase the controller with the screen for my my drone. I think it's a Mavic 2, Mavic Pro 2. It's probably about a 5-year-old model, 5 years, somewhere around there. And that controller, the DJI controller with the screen, could be used on my drone, but it's way more expensive than a phone. I haven't looked at pricing recently, but when I first looked at that controller, I thought, geez, that's insane. So I think a $150 phone will do the job. I think that's less than what that controller costs. I think. I don't know, but the phone, as you probably know, can be a little awkward to get onto the controller, and it's not ideal. But I think it'll be the cheaper option for me, Dan. Okay, it's Dan, Myrtle Beach. Thank you, Dan. Yeah. I don't, you know. Thank you, sir. John Doe, silence. Sorry, guys, my eyes are getting a little squinchier in the dark. Maybe I should turn the light up. But then I'm going to blind myself. Hang on, guys. Yeah, the light is turned up. John Doe, silence. As my 4 children are so loud, I can barely hear the stream. Lol. John Doe, do I need to speak louder? Should I turn up the gain? No. I don't want to make you guys deaf. The city smells bad compared. Yeah. Well, Dan, I hope you're making the big bucks there down in Myrtle Beach and making it count for something, mate. You know. All I can say, guys, is don't waste the time that's given to you. If it is for good and you can do good, don't waste it. Make it count. Yeah, the last time I went to Seattle, I was living in Seattle when the shift was starting to happen. Well, there's always been a certain amount of homeless kids in Seattle, but I was there when it was starting to tilt into the my gosh, what is happening to the city phase. You know, it was starting to pick up. I've mentioned before on the stream of trying to be carjacked, or somebody was breaking into my vehicle as I was sitting in the vehicle one night in Seattle. You know, they didn't bother to look in the seat. They were just trying to break in. So that was fun. Of course, now the last time I went to Seattle, it was pretty gross. I can tell you that. Downtown Seattle, maybe they've cleaned it up in the last few years. This is probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It was pretty bad. The amount of homeless people, downtown Seattle, the fish market, walking in that area. I mean, there were areas in what's a tourist location that smelled like urine. You know, like third world, some third world countries smell when you walk around the city. You'll smell urine. It's not what I expected to smell down in Seattle downtown. So, yeah, really sad. Seattle is a beautiful city. In the sense of geography, natural geography. You've got mountains, just beautiful scenery, mountain ranges, various mountain ranges to be viewed from certain locations. The geography is really nice, but, you know, city not so much. The physical city not so much. Dan, how do I message you? I'm doing pretty good, good enough to get your controller. They're not bad on eBay. I'll message you my email. Yeah, Dan, if you can just email me at offgridwarrior@gmail, and I'll be able to you know, contact me that way, and I'll keep an eye on email. If for some reason I don't contact you immediately, just know that I'm not running the generator all the time. So I'll get back to you, mate. Yeah, just use the email address. Did you end up selling the house here, Dan? You don't have to reply in chat here. You can just let me know in email. Yeah, give me an update in email. Okay. Jondo, just hit the mute button on your kids, lol. Gotcha. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Yeah, I'm curious to hear how things are going, man. Yeah, you can set up camp here if you need a space to stay when you're up killing. Just don't kill any of my chickens, Dan. All right, don't kill my chickens. You can throw up a tent out here, sir, or a hammock. I've got space. John Doe, you're good. I yelled at them. Okay, guys. Yeah. No, I hear Ranger at the door again, guys. Give me a sec. Yeah, last night I had some activity on the chicken coop again. Ranger woke me up, barking, and he immediately was. Yeah, bud. He immediately was at the door, growling and barking, and I heard a kerfuffle outside. The chickens were making a racket, and something had got up on the roof. I'm not sure. I don't think it was anything too big, like a bear, but something was up there. Made a little bit of a noise on the roof as it left. I got out there, you know, doing this in my eyes with a big boomstick. It's always best, guys, a little bit of advice to try and wake up fully before you take the boomstick outside. Now, getting your eyes adjusted before you run out there. But whatever it was not there when I got out. So, like I say, everything is getting active now. Right now, the chicken door is open to the coop. So, I got to close that as soon as I get off stream over here. If I lose a chicken, I'll be very disappointed. Or I'll have to have a chat with Dan if I lose a chicken. Dan sold the house and paid double the mortgage for an apartment on the beach. Yeah, apartment on the beach. I remember those days. I used to have a place in Fort Lauderdale. Just across the road was the beach, and at the time I used to kiteboard. And so I'd literally just grab the kiteboard bag and board and just walk over the street, and I was on the beach for kite surfing. Those are the days, guys. Look at me now. Look at me now. So, yeah. What we got? Any more questions, guys? Comments? Otherwise, what's the time? It's 7:38 Mountain Standard Time. What we got going on in chat? Did I miss anything? Still, I see we still have a few viewers. If there's anybody hiding in on the sidelines there, any stalkers or you know, people on the fringe, feel free to say hi or not. We're friendly. We're friendly. As long as you're friendly, we're friendly. Beach, mountains. Maybe someday I'll be on a ridge. Over sending smoke signals. Yeah. Yeah, Dan, I had a friend many years ago who had a place in an island in the Caribbean called St. Bart's. And it was literally, if you can imagine a mountain shack in the Caribbean. He was pretty high up, but he looked down to this beautiful bay. And it was all, you know, bananas and mangoes. You know, that's another kind of mountain scenario I may go for. You know, miracles can happen, guys. That's the only mountain option, other mountain option I'd go for. You know, if I could look down at a turquoise waters and a white sand beach, I could, yeah, that would be nice. I think I'm getting delusional, guys. I should probably keep quiet. Yeah, John Doe, there's something about the mountains that I think calls the human spirit. There's a reason why you know, if you walk into a corporate office and, you know, be in the Midwest or some big city, you'll find people with pictures of either beaches and bays or, you know, a beautiful mountain scenery on the wall. And there's a reason for that. That is the natural state. Ranger. Hey, Dan, what happened to your dogs, mate? You still got your hunting dogs? I believe Dan used to have some hunting dogs. An avid birder. Yeah, this is nature is the natural state for man. I would argue that if you're more comfortable in a city surrounded by concrete and lights flashing on and off, if you find that more comforting than sitting on top of a mountain watching a beautiful sunset, then I would say maybe there is something wrong with you. I know, I'm just saying, guys. Just saying. Okay, chat. Kevin, go close that door. Being good night. Thanks for the live tonight. Going to sign out. Safe OGW and all. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, mate. Hope all is well with you. Stay safe out there. Happy adventures, and we'll see you next time, mate. Thank you. Bob Monzer, weather reports in mountains vastly underestimate snow here. Bob, they say 1 centimeter, I get 15. Bob, you know, I've given up with weather reports. You know, mountainous regions and areas can be quite hit and miss with weather reports, because sometimes you get unique or very localized weather patterns in valleys and large mountainous areas. They can kind of form their own weather system. Now, of course, unless the weather pattern or weather system is, you know, a large storm that's, you know, fairly visible via satellite, you could probably, you know, predict weather patterns in a region. But, you know, the small stuff, the in-between storms and mild weather patterns, I don't know, forecasting in mountainous areas can be hit or miss. That's been my experience. What, buddy? You want to go outside? Hang on, guys. Come on. Okay. How many times has Ranger been in and out tonight? Is anybody counting? Mountain forecasts are rubbish here in Mount Hood National Forest, in my experience, yeah. Like I say, unless it's a big weather system, they can get it wrong, for sure. Then Penny died right after I left. Freddie's getting old and tired, but I go pheasant hunting at some pheasant farms with him occasionally. He misses Montana as much as I do. Oh, man, no, that's tough. Hunting at pheasant farms, I don't know, mates. After you've been out here, I'm sure you're doing that more for the dog than you are for yourself, right? I didn't realize you could actually go to a pheasant farm and hunt. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about Penny, mate. Yeah, it's always tough losing a dog. John Doe, I like the LED lights upgrade. Yeah, you do. That was actually for Christmas, guys. I did this just for Christmas to be festive, and then somebody suggested that it looks great, and so I left it up. I don't know. I mean, I guess it adds some kind of ambiance. Not that that's what I'm trying to do, but anyways, I'll take that. We'll leave them up. But if you guys ever you know, log on and I'm streaming with a disco ball and lasers, please somebody come up here and help me. Something's wrong if that ever happens. All right, I'll need an intervention if you ever see disco balls and lasers. Mind you, I am of the age where I can remember going to discos with disco balls and lasers. Those were the coolest things ever at the time. I have some embarrassing moments that come to mind when I think about my disco days. I may have mentioned them before, guys, but there was a time where I would get up on the stage in a large nightclub in the south of France, and get down to the laser lights. Pretty embarrassing thinking about it nowadays. Yeah, John Doe, there has been a few stalkers over the years. There's all kinds of weirdos out there. Even for like a no-name YouTuber like me, I've actually had a couple over the years. Actually, I'd like to take that back. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. Just pretend I never said that, guys. All right? Embarrassing. Bob. Last year I had 105 straight days of overcast with 20 total hours of sun. My gosh. That's depressing, sir. That's depressing. Ranger keeping you busy. Yeah, Natal. He's gonna want in pretty soon. I think after last night and just the added activity this time of the year, he's definitely more little attuned to what's going on outside. Dan, I'll be on the next flight to lead that intervention. Thanks, Dan. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Mr. Gas, don't tell me you don't love Donna Summers. Okay, Mr. Gas, Donna Summers is a little before my time. A little before. I know she was very much in the disco era. I was in the end phase of the disco, and I'm talking about when I was in my teens. I was like at the disco going down, and then what was coming in at that time? We went from disco to maybe the rave scene, you know, where the kids were taking whatever drug was cool at the time with their glow sticks. Yeah, I think I was in that end of disco rave thing starting to happen. But I do remember fondly the whole nightclub scene, which and the laser shows and the disco balls. As my Caribbean and south of France days, you could still go to the nightclub with the discos and disco balls and lasers. Donna Summers, yeah. Mr. Gasgas, New Age and Punk. Yeah, okay, the New Age and Punk scene. I feel punk was pre-disco at its height. Well, punk was kind of maybe around with the disco era, but with more kind of a European punk. New Age came after the disco and around the same time as the rave stuff. I don't know. It's not like I'm an expert, guys. I mean, I was a little bit crazy as a younger man. There's many things that come to mind, rarely come to mind, that definitely make me blush and shake my head thinking, what was I thinking? That's the joys of aging or maturing, becoming wiser, and being able to look back, hopefully look back at your mistakes and not repeat them. That's the challenge, right, guys, is not repeating. And how is audio, by the way? I see I may have turned the gain up accidentally here with things. Am I a little too loud, guys? Is audio good at this distance? Let me know if it's peaking or not good. New Age Punk, Random Things 33. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Just came in, was spending time with my daughter. Well, Random Things, you know, family first is you know, what I say. I may not be the best with that, but you know, yes, family first, sir. That's fine. Welcome. Thanks for swinging by. Dan, audio is great. Thank you, Dan. Mr. Gas sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. See, I hear Ranger again, guys. I'm gonna let the little rascal in again. Just now, I did put the little blankie down for him on the seat here, since I knew he'd be up here, and just come in with some muddy paws. So, you know, the luxury problems that I have up here. You know, fretting about my dog blankie getting mud on it. These are the struggles that I have up here, guys. Yeah. So I've been contemplating a strategy with my quail, guys, and I've decided to set them free once it warms up here. The quail experiment did not go like I wanted it to go. I was really hoping for eggs, but since I've only got maybe 8 eggs in total since I've had these quail, and I just keep on feeding them expensive food, and you know, I don't want to feed anything that's not providing. So I think as we warm up here, I may set them free. I did ponder maybe putting the word out that if anybody wants quails, they can come get them, but I'm not a fan of people coming out here, or there's no ways I can go drive and deliver these quail to somebody. I mean, that is an option if I could, but I think I may just set them free. I don't want to sound like I'm getting soft in my old age here, guys, but yeah, you know, feeding something that's not really producing for me is not ideal. And yes, I have eaten my quail, guys, but like I've said many times, my quail are pretty small, and the work involved with getting them to an eating state and the amount that I have to eat to fulfill myself is just not worth the bother. And I think I'll be setting them free here. I know I'm so cruel. You know, back to nature they shall go, and we'll hope for the best. Eat all those quails. Yeah, Dan, I know. I don't know. Dan would tell me to eat them. Yeah, Dan, I actually have eaten them, but just a lot of work on tiny quail. These aren't meat quail, Dan. These are just your average little quails I originally got for eggs. So the amount of meat in them is literally, I got to pick it off with 2 fingers. Random things. This may sound crazy, but the more I spend with the chickens, the more they lay eggs. Well, random things. I could try the strategy. I typically am with them, let's say 10 minutes a day. What are you saying? I need to spend even more than 10 minutes a day? Yeah, my chickens, I think as the days warm up here and we start getting longer days, that we'll be in the money, so to speak, with eggs. So we'll give it a little bit longer with the chickens before I start getting too inventive. Dan, I raised quail to train the dogs. They were a pain in the rear. Yeah, Dan, I believe you. I think yeah, if I'm going to do quail again, I'm gonna try and find the meat quail, the big Coturnix quail that have been sorted and bred for size. That would make it worthwhile eating them, but actually I won't even do that, guys. Quail are a waste of time for me. Unless I could incubate, unless I was able to incubate the quail and maybe Ranger, what is your deal, mate? You want out again? Hang on, guys. Come on, let's go. Go. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before, guys. Sorry I'm repeating myself, but if maybe I could find a way to incubate quail and, specifically the meat quail, and incubate my own eggs, that may make it more attractive. But other than that, if it's keeping quail is not an option. It was a fun experiment, but I'm over the quail now. Natal, feed Ranger with quail. I mean, I guess I could do that. I don't know, quail bones. What would I have to do? Dig the meat off and throw in the meat, or throw in the whole quail? I don't know, Dan. What do you think? I don't know. I see a potential problem with all those tiny little quail bones. I did have a dog at one point, my first dog, that ate so many deer sheds and skulls and deer skulls. He would just chew and eat bones that we got to a point where he had a problem and got a prolapsed rear end. And that was very uncomfortable, not just for the dog, but for me, because I had to tape my dog's butt with duct tape because it was prolapsing out. I know it's not the greatest topic, guys, and it was over the Christmas period, and I couldn't get him to a vet. There was no vet available. I lived out in the middle of the boonies, and so I was doctoring my dog daily with duct tape and a prolapsed butt, and that was all due to too many bones. He would gnaw an entire skull and shed in a few days. He would just whittle it down to nothing. So I know I've been worried about dogs and bones ever since. Where are we? Miss anything here? Ranger got big. Glad you got him. Yeah, Dan. He's definitely a little bigger now, and as you know, Dan, bird dogs. He's high energy dogs, and his nose rules his life. When he smells something, it's time to go. And unlike you, sir, I have not trained him very well. He's a free soul, just like I am, a free spirit. He has disappeared, Dan, for days on end. Not days, but for entire days. And he's even been picked up by some kindly folks down at the dam. People have picked him up and then driven him into town, thinking he was a lost dog. Fortunately, some folks that knew me were on Facebook, and the person that picked the Ranger up put something out on Facebook. I refuse to be on Facebook. I don't have it on my phone, even though I have a Facebook account, but I very seldom use it. I use it to post when I'm going live, and that's it. That's done through Instagram. But anyways, I digress. Somebody posted a picture of Ranger on Facebook, and somebody who knew me in town and knew how to get hold of me let me know that somebody had my dog. But they found Ranger running down at the bottom of the valley and assumed he was lost. Of course, he was just being Ranger. He was in his neighborhood, and they kindly drove him to town. So I've got to keep him on a very short leash, Dan. Otherwise, if his nose gets onto something, a deer, he's off. Bob, time for ostriches. Well, Bob, ostriches actually taste great. I'm a big fan of ostrich steaks. I'm not sure if you've ever tried ostrich, but ostrich steaks are absolutely delicious. But I would never have an ostrich up here. My gosh, I can barely feed myself, Bob. Just feeding my dog, myself, and my chickens, and my quail, soon to be no quail, is a challenge. So, last thing I'd want to feed is an ostrich. But yeah, ostriches are super cool. I've actually ridden an ostrich for a brief 40 seconds, and then I had enough. I've been on a camel too. The camel was more fun than the ostrich, but the ostrich was more exciting to ride. Yeah. Dan, duct tape and prolapses. This last stream took a turn. Yeah, Dan. We keep it clean on this stream, for sure, but it may take a turn now and then. Yeah, no, mountain dog for mountain man, I love it. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do with a Chihuahua up here. It would be absolutely useless to me. Mind you, I do hear Chihuahuas are great guard dogs, security dogs. If it's out there and nearby, a Chihuahua will let you know. But outside of the cabin, I'm not sure how useful a Chihuahua would be. Yeah, I considered for a time there. I was really looking for a husky, and for some reason, I was hooked onto the idea of a Siberian husky. And with hindsight, I'm glad maybe it didn't happen. I couldn't find anything that was affordable. There's just no ways I'm paying $1,000 or $800 for a dog. 800 was the lowest I could find a Siberian husky at, a pup. And I've since found out that they are also very much runners. And they like to get up and go and be gone. So glad that didn't turn out. I don't know. What do you guys think for the ideal dog that's a good companion, stays with you, a decent traveler, something that'll travel well in a vehicle, and be a good, guardian dog, bush dog, something that is attuned to its environment. I don't know. What do you guys think for breeds? Well, what could it be? Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys ponder that question for a minute, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm gonna run outside quick. It's dark. I'm gonna close the chicken coop door. We'll get it closed, and I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss, guys? Anything exciting? It's funny, Ranger, anytime he gets a chance to get into the coop area, the fenced in area, he's got to, mark the chicken coop door. He's just got to let everybody know that this is still his area. And the first thing he does when he gets a chance, he's in there and mark. Where are we? Duct tape and prolapses. Yeah, sorry, Dan, about that. Mountain dog for mountain man. Got it. I love my Rottweiler, huh? I think that might be a good option. Dan, it was really good to catch up and chat a little. Proud of you, buddy. Look for an email this week. I get it in tomorrow. I got to get to sleep. This is on the grid grind is rubbish. Hey Dan, man, good to hear from you, and man, I hope all is well. Sounds like it is. What? And yeah, man, look forward to your email and catch up. Take it easy, mate. Thanks for swinging by. What now, guys? I got to get Ranger some water. Hang on a sec. Man, got me totally trained. Sure. Okay, go drink your water now. But clearly, I could never be a professional streamer, guys, because you know my dog would not allow for that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, well, we got in chat here. Random things. Akita is a good watchdog and stays with you. Akita. Um, hmm. I'm thinking I know what an Akita is. It's a large breed, long haired, right? Yeah, I'm not familiar with the breed at all. Its temperament. Yeah, I mean the ultimate dog would be something that just stays by my side, no matter what, and is less prone to running off when it scents something. I know Ranger is a hound. That's what they do, especially when untrained. But you know, there's a reason why people who have hound dogs and bird dogs, when you see them traveling with them, the dogs are usually in the back in some kind of like dog box. I learned that after the fact. There's a reason why people keep their hounds that way. Anyways, Akita, yeah, I mean, I'll look into it. I think I know what Akita is. A lab, yeah. I mean, the lab is the good old. What are you doing up there? Man, I don't know. He's got food in his bowl. He's got water. He's had water. He's run out hundreds of times tonight. I think it's an attention thing. Are you kidding me? You want to go out again? Oh man. Actually, guys, usually I put the kibosh on this behavior with the Ranger when he's doing this. But I don't want to be Ranger reacts to me raising my voice, and I just don't want to do that while I'm sitting on stream here. I really have to get aggressive vocally with him for him to basically I have to shout at him. It's not ideal. I don't want to do that in the stream, but yeah. Akita is a good watchdog and stays with you. Okay, well, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at the breed and might be an option for the future. Ranger's not going to be around forever. Random things. Yes, one with a curly tail. So yeah, I mean the lab is. I don't know. I need something that's still aggressive? Labs for me have always seemed really passive. They're always kind of happy and jolly. Well, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I know very little about labs, but I know they always seem to have a great soft temperament. I'm not sure if they make great bush dogs. I need something that can survive in a scrap. I think that Ranger's done a good job training you. Is it that obvious, Mr. Gas? I mean, clearly he's the one that's got me trained over here because, I mean, he barely knows how to bring a stick back when I throw it. So I clearly haven't trained him well in the stick throwing business. He actually goes for the stick and then drops it for me, and I have to go get it for him. So yeah, he's got me trained for sure. Bob, lab won't run off and be bear food. Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know. Ranger's not going to do well when he runs and he's gone for the entire day. If I give him the chance to, he will be gone. He's not going to. We have a lot of coyotes around here. And coyotes do have a reputation. They will gang up on single dogs pretty easily. They will lure single dogs. I mean, they operate as a pack. They do this. This is their natural way of doing business. So they will lead a dog into a situation where the group will take it out. We do have wolves up here too. and so same there. I did have some. We had a wolf pack up here through winter. I often heard them in the evening. It was pretty cool. I love going outside and listening to the wolves howl. The one evening I did attempt to. I was out there and thought, man, I've got to get this recorded so the guys can at least hear them howling. And I got in, got the camera, went out, and the howling stopped. So sorry, guys, wasn't able to get that for you, but it was quite nice. Yeah, but a single dog's not going to last long out there. They need to be smart enough not to go out on their own, but still have some nuts. You guys know what I mean. Excuse me. Bob Munzer, lab won't run off. Okay, gotcha. Okay, guys. Well, we've been going for quite some time here. I think we're going to start winding things down. We'll see. I see we still have a few viewers, which is great. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I had a few people pop in tonight that I've known for a while in real life. Was not expecting that. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out, popping into the stream. It is something that I've kind of come to look forward to. Getting to chat. I go through my week pretty much talking to my dog and chickens. I haven't quite started talking to myself yet, guys. Not yet. It could always happen though, but it's nice to get online and interact. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I don't know, any more questions or comments? Otherwise, we're going to maybe wind things down. I don't know if you guys can hear rangers outside barking now. Never a dull moment here. He will be out there all night, hearing and smelling stuff and barking. Bob, Guardian breeds eat more than us, but they will make the bear run. Yeah, the Guardian breeds are great. I think that I've seen the is it the Malamute, and there's another one which I think is a might be a Turkish breed. Very aggressive though, not towards humans but towards any intruders. It will get into a fight when it feels danger, and be pretty brutal. I think it's a Turkish guardian dog of some sort. I forget what its name is, but yeah, I think I'll be buying considerably more food than what I give Ranger. I run Ranger pretty lean, guys. He gets one bowl once a day. I mean, if I could, yeah. Really about what I don't want to be buying bags of food. So I run him pretty lean just to keep costs down. I find he does fine with just one big bowl through the evening, maybe something small in the morning, and that's it. He's good during the day. He doesn't eat throughout the day. Family Plan, good stream. Good night, guys. Hey, Family Plan, thank you, sir. I appreciate you swinging by, and I hope it's all well for you and the family. Random Things, glad I caught some of the stream. God bless, sir. God bless you. Random Things, appreciate you swinging by. Better late than never, sir. Thank you for swinging by. I appreciate it. Adam S. Good day, guys. Adam S. Man, you're catching the end of the stream, sir. Thank you for popping in. Adam S is all the way from down under. What time is it there, Adam? Bob. Next door has 4 Tibetans. I think that is why he raises cattle. 4 Tibetans. I'm not familiar with this breed, Bob, at all. I've never heard of it. You have changed your stream day. Is this a permanent thing or a once off? It's Monday here. Oh, yeah, good point, Adam S. Monday. Adam, I'm really trying to see what works best for you know for I hate to say this, but I got to be honest, for views. I'm trying to figure out what is better for views, either a Saturday or Sunday. I'm not set on one or the other. I know I was doing Saturday for some time there. I'm just giving Sunday a try to see what it's like. And I think ideally I'd like to stay at Saturday. I did last stream ask you guys what would be better. I think I got a mixed reply, either or. So I think if I get a few folks that say, Sunday's not ideal, and it makes sense that Saturday would probably be better. I mean, I know Sunday people are getting ready for work. They got the week coming up. They're trying to wrap things up and get ready for work. That's here at least. You're already in Monday, so I don't know, Adam. I think I would probably like to shoot more for a Saturday. 1:15 p.m. Right, yeah. And I mean, for the handful of international viewers that I have, it sounds so fancy, huh? Saturday would be better too. Hey, Mr. Gas, thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it, mate. God bless. Thank you. Have a good week, Mr. Gas. Yeah, so Adam, I don't know. I mean, I understand that Saturday would probably work better for you. I think we'll probably end up for Saturday, unless something weird happens. Excuse me. We'll have a delayed stream and have to do a Sunday, but I think we're probably going to go back to Saturday, Adam. Yes. International Man of Mystery. I recently saw a clip from that movie, Austin Powers, and I'll be honest with you, it seemed a little cheesy. I think I watched it when it first came out. It was many years ago, but the recent clip that I watched, it just seemed so cheesy. It's funny how some humor or style of humor can, depending on the generation and the cultural shift at the time. Some humor is in vogue and then it goes out of vogue. It just a lot of it looks cheesy. I remember as a young boy, one of my favorite television shows was Magnum PI. I don't know if you guys remember that show, some of you. And I used to think that was one of the coolest shows of all time. I don't know what it was. Living on a tropical island, driving around a Ferrari, and occasionally kayaking in this beautiful ocean off a beach with palm trees. As a young boy, that seemed pretty cool to me. So I loved that show. But again, recently, and when I say recently, in the last few years, I caught a glimpse or replay of Magnum PI, and I got to tell you, it seemed pretty cheesy. Isn't that odd how you can go from something being cool to, man, that just seems so ridiculous now. International Man of Mystery, solving crime, yeah. Well, hopefully there's no crimes up here to solve. I'd rather there not be any crimes. Yeah, Adam, you can always replay the stream. There's about a 36 minute video I put together for this stream. Probably not the best one. It's fairly mundane stuff, me getting through the week. And I do have a new intro though. I put a new intro together. Tonight was the first time. So yeah, let me know what you think, Adam. Bob Monster flying in TC's copter. Yeah. Yeah, I went through the stages as a young boy. I fancied myself as perhaps becoming a helicopter pilot at some point, but clearly that didn't transpire. I found myself out at sea for months on end instead. And so I have a birthday party coming up where the fancy dress is Magnum PI. Hey, right on. You gotta get. Oh, you going as Magnum? You know, get the big stash, the 80s or 70s stash. I don't know what happened to mustaches. They went out of vogue after the 70s, I think. Maybe they're coming back in. Sometimes they go out, sometimes they come back in. Yeah, the mess. Every video can't be a banger. Yeah. Well, hopefully, hopefully I'll get out there and do some separate videos, not stream videos, just strict YouTube videos. I did have some plans through winter there, but they didn't transpire, and I don't really have any good excuses besides I'd really planned some trips on the snowmobile, but after the shock, the snowmobile shock going out on me, I really didn't want to get too far on the snowmobile. I probably could have. And then the snow season just seemed to come to a quick, abrupt end with a bunch of rain. And it's been a bit of a struggle fest also financially through winter for me, guys. And to be honest, it's just motivation. I don't want to get too much into this. Has been a bit of a struggle fest as well with the lack of transport, lack of finances. Just got me in a little bit of a funk. But we're coming out of it now. Now that we have some sunshine, I'm feeling a little more jazzed, shall we say. Been growing it for a few months now. Oh man, you even went to growing the stash, eh? Nice. Nice. I'm actually pondering. I did a trim to the beard, actually on the stream video. You can see me performing a haircut, a self haircut, self trimming, shall we call it. I think we might be getting to losing the beard for spring. I got to mix it up a little bit here and reinvigorate myself. And besides, I'm tired of trying to keep food out of my beard. I know it's gross, but no matter how hard I try not to get food in my beard or whatever I'm drinking, it seems to get there, and kind of getting tired of that. We'll keep this for the winter thing and clean the act up during the spring, summer, and autumn months. We used to gamble on episodes of Hunter. How many will he kill this episode? Bob, I vaguely recall that show, Hunter. I don't think it was on my radar. No, it may have been on my radar, but it wasn't on the viewing list in those days of TV watching. I think the big ones for me, and I'm digging back into my youth, guys. I really haven't been a big TV watcher, even through young adulthood. I've always been like out in lifestyles where TV or sitting around the TV wasn't a thing. But digging back to when watching episodes was a thing, definitely Magnum PI, the A-Team, Knight Rider. Definitely an 80s kid. What was the other one? Magnum, Knight Rider, A-Team, Airwolf. Airwolf was another one. But, yeah, Hunter, I vaguely recall. He's like a police officer, detective, or something like that. I saw you got the coffee. Hope it was good. Adam, so did you send me the exotic? What was it? Indonesian? I forget. I apologize, Adam. Was that you? Sent me the which coffee? Did you send me the coffee? Oh, no, I'm confused now, guys. Sorry. Food. I'm actually thinking food now. I had 4 eggs this morning, and that's been dinner. Lunch or breakfast. That was breakfast. It's now 8:25. I haven't eaten all day. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I love the A Team and Knight Rider. Yeah, you would have. Were those popular in Australia at the time? I know the Cast Brew. Oh, all right, mate. Yeah, I haven't got into that yet, Adam. Sitting here, the Cast Brew, Appalachian Nights. Oh, mate. Yeah, I was wondering where this came from. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that, man. Looks like I'm set for coffee for some time here, thanks to you guys. So those of you that helped out in those winter weeks and months there with some coffee and some other items. Thank you guys. Rangers outside barking again. Okay, where are we? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad to report that when that other popular show with David Hasselhoff was out, what was it? The beach. Where's the beach lifeguard thing? I was a young man and too busy working, but I know that was another popular one worldwide. Baywatch. That's what it was. I've actually never watched a single episode of that, even though I know what it is. And that was a show that was pretty much shown in I think every single country. I think I saw a clip of Baywatch in German. That was funny. The Hoff. Bob Monza, watch a whole 12 minutes. Had a miss, you missed out. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know. What did we go from? Like ladies in bikinis in the 80s to where are we at now? Boys in bikinis. It's also confusing, guys. I shouldn't go there. I shouldn't go there on this off-grid stream. That's one of the reasons why I think we should perhaps try another platform for a different style of a stream, guys. I don't know. What do you think? We try another platform for streams that we can discuss all sorts of topics. Or are there too many people discussing those topics already? Back before Pam Anderson became horrid. Well, I have no idea what she looks like now, but I'm sure she doesn't look like what she looked like 30 years ago. Can you imagine being a Hollywood actress who is known for, who pretty much gets gigs and jobs not for acting ability or acting chops? Because I can appreciate, your classical actors, but imagine being a woman in Hollywood who's gets these gigs based on your physical appearance and then starts to get old. I mean, I've seen examples of what this can do to a woman over the years. Madonna comes to mind. We're really discussing all sorts of topics tonight, guys. But I recently saw a picture of Madonna, and wow, pretty sad. Pretty sad when you have to go through life constantly concerned and spending money and doing whatever it takes to keep yourself looking young. It's a very sad way to move through life. Um, Family Plan Baywatch in every country, no translation needed. You're right, Family Plan. I mean, yeah, good point. Who needs a translation? It's for that. Mind you, it is kind of amusing watching David Hasselhoff speak German. Bob, Playboy Pam, yeah. Bob, before the doctor visits. Yeah. Some weird stuff out there, guys. Weird and sad. Weird and sad. Some grow old gracefully and some don't. Yeah. It's such it really is a, societal burden placed on women to maintain their youth. And I always find, even as a young man, when I met women with a lot of makeup on their face, for me it was always off-putting. I remember a few dates back in the day when I was still doing that sort of thing and going out on a blind date and, basically being presented with, a plastic face. I know it sounds a little cruel, guys, but it's really sad that so many women have to bear that burden, of having to. I mean, as a guy, I try to imagine having to put all those chemicals on every single day. Waking up, getting to the bathroom, and going through the whole rigmarole, day after day after day after day. It's quite a burden. It seems like it'd be a burden to me. No, what do you guys think? But what do I know, guys? Just some old guy in a mountain. Who might be discussing the beauty habits of our sisters? Possible show family plan. Possible show title: Off Grid and Out of Bounds. We all we all look pretty hard if you get old enough. Family plan: Off Grid and Out of Bounds. I know you might be onto something there, sir. Might be onto something. Now maybe we do like a half the show on YouTube, and then we cut it and we switch to another platform where we can discuss the things that actually matter. That is funny though. Off Grid and Out of Bounds. Ladies and gentlemen, you tuned into Off Grid and Out of Bounds. Bob, I am ugly at 55, so I stay out of frame, lol. Yeah, Bob, I hear you, mate. We are what we are. My chickens never complain when I open the door. They seem very excited when I come inside the chicken coop. They run out. Sometimes they'll gather at the fence when I'm working. They'll gather at the fence and march up and down, up and down, up and down the fence, just trying to get closer to me. So I know that I look fine. Right. Self-deprecation is good, Bob. Why repulse people needlessly? It's not that bad. I'm joking. I get it, mate. And a mess, lol, Bob. Yeah. Yep. I think I shared, was it last stream or a couple streams ago? There was a hot second there, gentlemen, where I, for some reason, got the crazy idea. I was walking in a Walmart. One of the last times I was ever in a Walmart. I was walking in a Walmart and I was in the pharmaceutical area, and I saw men's hair care products. And there was one that, like, I'd started getting some grays over here, and I don't think I had a beard then. I had some grays here, and I thought, let me try that. And I tried it once, and after I dyed my hair, I looked completely ridiculous. The color was so unnatural that I didn't even feel right in my own shoes. It felt like I had a red herring on my head. And I was so glad when that dye finally died out and I went back to normal. And I realized that was a ridiculous moment in my life. But, I went there for a hot second. I can admit my faults. I have them. I've done silly stuff. Some stuff you guys will never ever hear about. A few things only my priest knows, guys. But it's good to get the baggage off your shoulders if it's there. That's a whole nother topic. I'm gonna get Ranger in again, guys. The barking is driving me nuts. Probably knows that. Hey. True Confessions. Yeah, family plan, if he's still around. Maybe that's what we'll call it. Off-grid True Confessions. Off-grid True Confessions. Oh, that sound. I'm definitely not a sound guy. Hopefully I didn't scare everybody away right now. Well, normally when I say we're winding the stream down, I start to see the viewers start to drop off, but you know, the viewers are still strong right now, so I feel compelled to be here. But I'm gonna need you guys to keep me going. Yeah, for those of you, well, we're talking to 2 or 3 people here, but there's more than that viewing, so don't be shy. Maybe now is the time to come out. That sounded wrong. Maybe now's the time to say hi. Yeah. Or we can wait till next stream and just, you know, listen from the sidelines. Listen from the sidelines. Oh, you guys think I could do voiceovers? Probably not. Okay. Bob, the masses are crazy. My expenses are under 700 US a month off grid, even after I divided my LPG bill. No. Yeah, Bob, now your expenses, your monthly expenses, you've managed to get them to 700 a month. And I think that's awesome because I know what people out there are paying. All right. I know people will pay 700 a month just on stuff they don't even really need. Stuff like entertainment, whether it be a Netflix account. I know people, or have known people that have multiple entertainment accounts, whether it be Netflix, Hulu. There might be a handful of other online subscriptions. A lot of that for many people living, you know, a city lifestyle. You're knocking at $700 already just on things that aren't really required to live, that are just sheer luxuries. So yeah, that's awesome. LPG bills. What sort of LPG tank do you have, and how often do you get it filled up, Bob? Once a year, a couple times a year? What are you running off? I've got your standard kind of RV. I'm not even sure what size mine is. Is it 8 pound, 5 pounds, somewhere around there, 6 pounder? It's one size up from the smallest propane tank that you could have. And one of those will last me through winter, the entire winter, and I just use it for cooking. Adam S. Well, I'm glad I caught you this week before the stream ended. Adam, I'm glad to see you, mate. You've been around and you support. You are a member, and I need to get more stuff out for the members. I appreciate that, Adam. See you like over 2 months now of membership. So, Adam, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Bob, 65 hours of Gen this year, 342 last year. Okay. Bob, phone ISP Netflix is 200 of that. Okay. Bob, 123 gallons, so 2 times last year. This year, 1 time. Okay. Bob, are you family or are you just a couple? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, my largest bill is my Starlink, and I'm actually behind on a couple other bills right now. And fortunately, there's a little bit of leeway. I've been allowed some leeway on that, but it's like I say, winter's been a struggle. Winter's been a little bit of a struggle. And you know, internet for me is definitely a luxury, guys. I know that it is a luxury. I spent the first 2 years up here without any internet and without any cell service. There is no cell service up here. And I know I can do it, but I think it'll be even tougher without internet. There's definitely no streaming. There wouldn't be no streaming, and I'm not sure if I'd be able to do this whole YouTube thing at all. Well, I wouldn't. The likelihood of me having to travel into town or hitchhike just into town to upload videos or to communicate would be pretty rough. So I don't like to say this, but it is true that internet service for me has been a plus. I know I can live without it, but it's definitely a plus. It's going to be interesting to see as we move ahead now with the Starlink being as big as it is and growing. It's definitely going to be enticing more people to move out rural if they can have their internet. Folks are able to telecommute now, live in their mountain luxury mountain log cabin and commute if they got great jobs, telecommute. There's a whole lot of options that have opened now for rural living to make it more comfortable and easier now that Starlink's becoming as large as it is, and I'm sure there'll be some competitor at some point. I don't know when, but it's just folks being able to be connected with high speed out in the middle of nowhere is a big game changer. And it's probably not ideal in some ways because folks who perhaps want to be left alone and not have a bunch of people living around them are probably going to get a lot more now living around them because of the availability of internet. I mean, that's just a fact. I've said this before, that the most content and most peace I've ever experienced was not having a cell phone, not having internet, and I did that for like 3 or 4 years. No cell phone, no internet, and I had a few other things going on relationship wise, but it was really nice not having the distraction of social media, internet news, television. I don't know what I'd do with the television now. I actually find if I go to a place and there's a television up on the wall and it's on, I find it quite not only distracting, but it kind of, not to sound cheesy, guys, but it messes with my chi. The last thing I want to do is be in an environment with people, one or two folks sitting down talking and a television going off here. Even if there's no volume, I find it it's almost like an assault on my being. I know that might sound a bit extreme, guys, but that's just how I feel now after years of not having a television. Okay, what did I miss here? Bob Solo retired 54.5. Did the build in 60 days, 100%, 120 volts AC, 28 TF trailer, electric heat only 33. Oh, so you're on a trailer? Is that like you're talking about like a mobile home on property? Are you I'm guessing, Bob, you heat with gas? I know propane can you're using propane for heating as well as cooking. That's those bills can definitely go up in winter. I understand that. I spent a winter in a aluminum trailer on a concrete slab in an open garage. It was basically a barn style open sides. It had a roof over it, but large open sides, concrete floor, inside an aluminum trailer, and it was pretty brutal to get through the winter on propane. We're going through a lot of propane. But I guess if you're well insulated and your basement is well insulated and sealed up, you can have better luck. I had just open flow airflow underneath the trailer. By trailer I mean aluminum travel trailer, and that was brutal. Hey Adam S, thank you mate, appreciate you mate, thank you for swinging by. We'll see you next week. Maybe we'll shoot for Saturday. Take it easy, Adam. Random things sometimes be nice without the internet. Yeah, that is. If you ever need a detox, food detoxes are good. No, I'm no food expert, guys, but there is some benefit to occasionally going without food for a couple days. I won't go into that because I'm no expert. I don't want to steer you guys in the wrong direction, but just as important, I think, is to put the phone down and try and go without just for a couple days. I know that's difficult for a lot of people nowadays. I've seen people freak out when they, don't have their phone for 30 minutes. It's really interesting watching folks, particularly families with kids, in restaurants or in public areas, and to watch people just how much they are staring at their phone. I've seen families sit down and all pull out their phones and spend the entire meal staring at their phones. I think there's some huge benefits from not staring at your phone or taking the time to put it down for a couple days. Bob, just 2 seasons in the fifth wheel, but I insulated the outside with heated underside. Most heat come through the floor. Gotcha. Only electric heat, no fire or LPG in the trailer. LPG is generator only. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I find with LPG heat in winter can sometimes create some condensation issues, particularly if you're in sort of trying to survive in a sub-zero conditions in metal boxes. And LPG heat can sometimes cause condensation issues. I think the best heat still is wood heat if you can. Obviously, that's not always possible in a aluminum box or a travel trailer. Wood heat is the best if you're considering things like condensation. And then obviously electric heat, if you have it, is great too. Yeah, LPG heat does come with a downside, specifically around condensation issues. Gotcha. Anyways, guys, I think we're going to call it a night. We're coming to the end here. It's been a good chat. Good several hours. It's 10 to 9. We've been going since 6 p.m. So, guys, been a long one. Been a good one, and I appreciate all the chat. Those of you that took time to get into chat and mix it up. Let's face it, nobody really wants to sit and watch some old guy on a mountain cut his hair. So chat is pretty important, and I thank you guys for everyone taking part in the chat. So I think on that note, folks, we're going to call it again. We're going to call it a night, and we're going to shoot for next weekend. Let's just say shoot for Saturday. Unless something happens, it'll be a Sunday stream, but we'll try and get back to Saturday. So yeah, that night. Natal, you're still around? Thank you for hanging out. Thank you all the regulars. I appreciate you guys. And on that note, Bob too, welcome, and thanks for hanging out. We had a good chat. You stay warm, sir. Seasons are changing for everybody, so got something to look forward to here. Some blue skies, hopefully, for you. On that note, guys, I think Range and I are out. We're gonna make some dinner. Not quite sure. Might be eggs and pasta tonight, and we'll find some sauce. Good times. I got to get that garden going. All right, guys. Take it easy. Cheers.